Motorcycle helmets prices vary from 100 to 2000 euros and even more expensive. But what is the difference between a cheap and expensive motorcycle helmet? Today we're going to go deeper into that question, so stay tuned to find out what the difference is. Team of Champion Helmets here, and you can expect a good quality helmet to be more comfortable, isolate better against wind and noise, and remain more stable at higher speeds compared to a cheaper helmet. Broadly speaking, we can say that the difference lies in the material the helmet is made of, the extra features the helmet offers, the comfort of the helmet, the ventilation and the visor that is on the helmet. So let's take a closer look at that. To understand why a motorcycle helmet is more expensive, we start with the material. Helmets can be made of different kinds of material. You can think of polycarbonate, fiberglass and carbon, or a combination of these materials. Carbon is more expensive than polycarbonate and fiberglass is more expensive than polycarbonate. Polycarbonate flexes, so to speak, the energy that the helmet absorbs during impact. Fiberglass composite flexes, cracks and disintegrates as it absorbs energy during impact, and carbon distributes the energy during impact. The inner lining is also an important component when we're looking at the price. The inner lining on more expensive helmets is often antibacterial, removable, washable, more soundproof and replaceable. So you can customize the inner lining if you want, or you can wash it so it stays clean. The extra options you get with a helmet also makes the helmet more expensive. These include whether the helmet has been wind tunnel tested, how many certifications the helmet has, whether it's prepared for a communication system, drinking system, the closure of the helmet and whether they have a quick release. Especially wind tunnel tested helmets are more expensive as the design method is often more expensive. In return, however, you get a helmet that feels a lot better on the road. Also, the certifications make the helmet more expensive. Many racing tracks require a FIM certificate, which you will often find on the more expensive racing helmets. Furthermore, many motorcyclists ride in groups. If you do not do this yet, there is still a chance that you could do this in the future. Motorcyclists look for each other. An important feature of a motorcycle helmet is communication. It is useful in your search for a good motorcycle helmet to take into account a preparation in the helmet for a communication system. Most helmets have a preparation, a cutout in the inner lining, for an intercom. So what is really the difference between a cheap and an expensive motorcycle helmet? We already briefly discussed that the material of carbon is more expensive than polycarbonate and fiberglass. And there is a good reason for that. It's also lighter, which means that you will have a tired head less quickly. Another point is the number of outer shell sizes a helmet comes in. The more outer shell sizes, the better. If a helmet has multiple shell sizes, it also means that less material is used and therefore the helmet is even lighter. In addition, a compact helmet also looks much better. A cheaper helmet often makes a lot more noise than an expensive one. This means that when you are riding your bike you'll hear a lot more wind noise. Especially when you drive on the highway, it is not nice to hear a lot of noise. A quiet helmet provides a nice riding experience. We test all the helmets for noise isolation and produce an annual guide to the quietest helmet available at that time. So, is noise isolation something you consider important? Then I definitely recommend that you watch that video. So much for noise isolation. Ventilation options on a helmet are also very important. If you have a helmet where you only have ventilation on the chin, you will very quickly get a very warm head, which is not a nice experience when riding. You want your head to be able to ventilate enough and stay cool. The more expensive helmets have a whole ventilation system where cool air enters the helmet and all the hot air is efficiently exhausted through the air outlets. So you have a good ventilation that keeps you cool during the warmer days. The comfort of a helmet is very perceptible. If you put on a cheaper helmet and a more expensive one, you will notice a very big difference quickly. If you ride a lot of motorcycle, you will wear your helmet more often and for longer periods. A helmet that is good and comfortable is of great importance. A comfortable helmet makes sure you can concentrate better while riding because you are less busy and distracted by the helmet not fitting properly. Small irritations are not a big deal, but if you have a lot of small irritation, they will add up and you will be preoccupied with them while riding, while you should be focusing on the road. Now on to the visor. Also in the visor there can be a lot of difference. A visor of a more expensive helmet can be anti-fog treated, pinlock lens prepared, or the pinlock lens is already on the visor. This means that your visor will not fog up while riding. Cheaper helmets are often only anti-fog prepared or do not even have an anti-fog layer on the visor. But a pinlock is better than an anti-fog coating, especially if the lens comes in the box. The visor mechanism can also differ in quality. A better quality visor mechanism lasts longer and you can fix the visor at multiple heights without flipping it up or down when you ride faster. So when should you get a more expensive helmet? That depends on your use of the bike and what you think is important for a helmet to have. Do you do daily commuting? Or do you go on motorcycle vacations that it makes more sense to take a more expensive helmet? Do you think it is important that the helmet is quiet and prepared for a communication system? Then the helmet will also be more expensive. But that's not all. A more expensive helmet will generally last longer than a cheaper one. A more expensive helmet is less likely to wear out, which means it can keep you safe longer. The bottom line is that you need to wear a helmet that will keep you safe and not affect your riding. That was the difference between cheap and expensive motorcycle helmets. We could recommend you to think about how often you use the helmet now and what you think is important that a motorcycle helmet should meet or that it should have. Want to know more about the differences between expensive and cheap motorcycle helmets? Visit our website www.thechampionhelmets.com, where we always offer the lowest price guarantee and have great discount bundles. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. My name is Simon from Champion Helmets. Thank you for watching and hopefully until next time.